and then leave it there. Good morning and welcome to Tottenham Tantrum Gold, your home of classic games, classic content and classic debate. Um, Day 27 and still no silence. Well, what do you expect from Daniel Levy? Anyway, my two guests joining me this morning is my usual two co-hosts on the morning show with at Ben's Coffee Shop. Down below, he's a man who can make coffee like no other. He really is a one hell of a nice guy, and can't wait to meet him when I come over on the 13th. It's everyone's favourite coffee maker. It's Ben Coffman. How are you this morning, Ben?
Bit tired, but it's time for some caffeine and it's time for some chat in the morning. So we're going to have some fun this morning, but
Yeah.
all doing well. How are we boys today?
Yeah, we're doing fine now. Private joke, sorry. And next to me is my normal co-host. He's with me on every show. I think he's itching to punch Levy in the gob if Levy doesn't sign anyone. But it really is. He is another one. He's one of the nicest men on YouTube. He really is. He's my mate. He's your mate. It's Cooper99. How are you this morning, Cooper?
Morning, Dermot. Morning, Ben. No, I don't want to punch Levy in the gob. I don't want violence involved. I just want to see him gone. Just move away from the club. That's fine. Don't want to threat against him or his family or anything silly like that. Let's just do things sensibly. We just want to ease him out. It's time for him to leave.
Yeah. Just a brief update. We've signed no one and we sold no one. So that's the transfer news over and done with. Shall we get through some of these comments here, Cooper?
Absolutely. Sean Cartwright, morning, mate. Is anyone still interested? I know what you mean, mate. It's really flat at the moment talking about anything. Yeah. No incomings, no outgoings, no football. Put on a movie, shall we?
Yeah.
Philip Brady, morning, mate. Barcelona in for Traore. That's another target gone elsewhere. I never felt we were going to go for him seriously anyway.
It was just a token gesture.
It's just another one of those inevitabilities, isn't it? Drag our heels, nothing happens. That's us all over. Stephen again saying, morning, Philip. I don't think Levy wants to spend any money. It's that simple. No. Yeah. If he can get away with nothing, he'll do nothing.
I think they're just talking to each other actually in the next few messages.
Yeah, it's all fair comments. Very close to walking away. That's an interesting one. I've felt like that for quite a while, to be honest, mate. Last 2 years is the first time in my life, and I've supported since 1976. And last couple of years is the first time I've deliberately missed games because I just didn't have any interest in the football that was being played. Some of the games we've played recently was so dire, it was unreal. It's anti-football. I just feel completely exhausted, even having hope with the club at the times. Non-league for me if that happens, but it's always the same. They keep clawing back. Hope keeps you going. Stephen said, I started going in 1967. Gilly, Shivers, Knowles, Kinnear, Mullery, etc. Yeah, great time, Sawyer. Yeah. Young Steve Perryman then as well, I suppose.
Yeah, under the great Bill Nicholson. I mean, that was Tottenham.
Absolutely. Spelt through a few of these because I think we've got a special guest on that in a moment.
We have, yeah. They're still talking to each other. I mean, Philip says that. I mean, you say that there were worse times than this. Relegation in 77 and almost going bust on the skull in 91, but nah. This is just getting...
Yeah, this is very flat feeling at the moment, but we have had crisis before.
Yeah. They're all talking amongst themselves there, Coof. We've got Moondog. Good morning, Moondog. How are you?
Morning, mate.
I've got you're a mate from the Friday night show.
Yes,
Phil's mate.
I've just got somebody arriving here at the moment.
Okay.
Do you want to introduce our guest, mate? And we can
I will do. Yeah,
okay, I'll be back in a second.
All right. Okay. Well, he is the one. He is the only. This man is a legend. He needs no introduction the world over. He really doesn't.
Aki!
This man is flew all over the way from Canada to make sure Levy spends his money.
And still hasn't worked.
And all I'm going to say is to you, Mr. Levy, please be out of the country by the 1st of February, because the man below will turn into the Incredible Hulk. He is the Bruce Banner of the Spurs world. He is the one, he is the only. Brian, Levy out, Ian out, Daigle. He really is an inspiration to us all. And good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. How is everyone?
Yeah, I'm alive.
Flat. I'll be honest with you.
So I just wanted to come quickly because I'm still not feeling 100% from my booster, so I'm just having an update today, so I'm ready for the rest of the process. Need to come on because obviously it looks like a diamond's fallen through, like it's done. It's over. It's over. Done. Not happening. The fighting weren't going to happen in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
The one that is watching or watches on the off the street, the unique out groups. So we're making a lot of noise. We've had T-shirts done. We've had this done. We've had that done. All of a sudden, they pulled out. Amazingly, saying that they had a death threat up, which is it's ridiculous because their account has no face. No one knows who they are. We don't know who they are. Still going ahead. They've dropped whether they were coming in the first place or not. They've dropped out. They made a huge thing about it. I want to come on and start doing it. It is still on.
Mm-hmm.
It's still on. We ain't going anywhere. You think that this group who have got no face all of a sudden got a death threat with a tweet? I'm sorry, but I'm quite a public figure in this movement, and I'm known for YouTube, and I'm known for being at the training ground. A picture everywhere. Right, in fact, support. What I'm getting. So, got that there, but if you see any tweets saying that the protest is off, it is doubly on.
Yeah.
Especially with a Dharma falling through, especially with we're doing, and I said we're going to do it. Let's start making bids for random people way below their transfer valuation, just so it looks like we're doing stuff. Every time we go past, he's actually making it worse and worse for himself. And the group I proudly with and have done, like I've been leaving out, but I've been with this group for a while now. We ain't going anywhere. With threats, no nothing. You want to come and threat? Whatever. It ain't happening. We ain't stopping. So I just want to very quickly come on and just rest assured people. Any tweets saying the protest is off, that's that group, whether they were coming, whatever, whether they were, whether they weren't, that's down to them. Protest goes ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
The show must go on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you're there. So you're there tomorrow. You're there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Is that right?
And Sunday we're having a day off because Sunday, I mean, I need to relax Sunday. So either we're going to be there from 7 a.m. till 11 p.m. or 1 a.m. if that 2-hour extension gets through. Sunday, I just need to relax and just up because we're going to be there for a long time on Monday.
So Monday, you're going to be there from 7 in the morning until the end of the...
More like 7:30, in all honesty. More like 7:30. But from
until the end of the transfer window.
Yeah, until the end of the transfer window. So we will be there. So I just wanted to come on very quickly, say hello to you all, say hello to everyone in the chat, and just say whatever you see on Twitter saying that it's not going ahead, that's that group.
Yeah.
It's 1 billion% going ahead. No ifs, no buts, no maybes. So come and join us. But yeah, that's all I wanted to come on and say because I'm going to go watch this show whilst I have a tip. But yeah, guys, love you always. Speak to you soon. The protest does, and as always, Levy out.
Love you, Brian. 100%.
Love you too, brother.
Always.
Love you
See
all.
you later.
100% behind you. Levy out.
Yeah. And please, everyone, get down to that training ground on Monday. Support them, guys. Bring them coffees. Bring them bacon signings. Bring them whatever you need to support them. They're doing it for a noble cause. The cause is to save our club. And they're doing a fantastic job. I mean, Brian's come all the way up from Canada to, as well as going to see Bob Spur, bless him. And I hope you're watching this morning, Bob Spur, and I hope you're feeling better, sir, and you're getting there. Our thoughts and prayers are with you always. But that man's come over, and what he's done protest-wise against Liga has been remarkable. And I tip my hat off to Brian. So please, everyone, if you see his tweets, retweet them. If you see him on any other shows, support him. Get down to the training ground on Monday. He's there tomorrow. He's there Friday, Saturday. He's off Sunday, and he's there from 7:30 Monday onto the end of the transfer window Monday night. So everyone get down there, support him. Bring him cups of coffee. Bring him a bacon sarnie. Bring him whatever he needs to keep him going, because that man's doing a fantastic job. And please, everyone, support him. And on this channel, we do support him, and we are leaving out in the account. We are behind the group. We are behind what they're doing. Enough's enough. We've now had enough. So please, everyone, get behind Brian and just get our Tottenham back, because we've lost our club. So and that was the thing. How fed up would Dermot be? I wonder. I'm extremely fed up this morning. Extremely fed up and very angry.
Dermot, I'm just going to nip off for a couple of minutes again. Do you want me to shove a match on for the background while you're dealing with the comments and that?
Yeah,
you can do. Yeah, do that.
Gives you a little background.
Yeah.
I'm putting on a match back from 1989-90 season. In fact, it's the end of the season 1990. Spurs home to West Ham, and it's coming up to the Italia 90 World Cup with Gascoigne just in the middle of an absolutely rich vein of form where he's looking at his absolute best. Mm-hmm. It's a nice little game, this one. Okay, let's just...
And it's great for Brian as well, because he's a Gaza fanatic.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's dedicated to Brian.
Right, there we go. And as usual, big up to Simon at Duck Jive 1 for use of his video. If you want to see this and with the original soundtrack and lots of other Spurs games and England games from the ages, basically, going back into 60s, 70s, 80s and early 90s, please get over to his channel, give him a big like and a subscribe, because he's got a lot of fantastic games and documentaries as well. A lot of really interesting things. So big up to Duck Jive. Yeah. Right, and I shall see you in a couple of minutes.
Okay then. All right, see you in a minute, bud. Right, shall we get through some of these comments here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, we've got Mark Cousins here. It says, "Morning, lads. I'm not asking anymore because I know the answer."
That's how bad it's got.
Yeah, it is. It really has.
It's depressing.
Sushant Bashul, supporting Spurs is not everyone's cup of tea. Very bad for your health.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shamu, good morning, Shamu. How are you?
Or good evening to Shamu, because he's in New Zealand.
Oh yeah, good evening, Shamu. Sorry. Adama looks like he's on his way to Barcelona. Yeah, that is for sure. That is very much for sure. He's saying, yeah, correct. Sean Butler's in the house. Good morning, Sean. I hope you're okay, sir. If you want to come on, Sean, do so. We'd love to hear your financial views on it and why Tottenham are such a...
And what biscuit he's going to be having this morning. That's all I care about.
Yeah, exactly. And
I'm having mini eggs.
Yeah, don't blame you. I'm having my normal orange juice this morning.
Lemon jello.
Yeah, how is everyone? Fed up. We just want some transfers done. Carl Simpson, morning, gents. Morning, Carl. How are you? We've got Wembley One here. Good morning, Wembley One. It says, morning, guys. Following yesterday's great show, I'm looking forward to another one. Not Spurs related, I know, but a sad morning. I feel the news of the passing of comedy legend Barry Cryer. Oh yeah, he died, didn't he, during the night? 86 years old.
What a shame.
A very much comedian from my childhood. I don't know if you would remember, Ben, you're probably too young for this, but there was a thing in the late 70s, early 80s called The Comedians.
Okay, I've heard of it. I've never watched it, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, it is so funny. All the comedians used to come on. But just quick going off top and talking to comedians. Who's your favourite comedian?
Ooh,
who do you like?
I think it's Al Murray, the pub landlord, is my favourite.
Really?
I really love that stereotypical, awful British person that's really horrible, and everyone takes the piss out of him. But he's a very intelligent guy. His humour is so intelligent, and he really knows his stuff. I mean, first-class graduate at Oxford University in history.
Yeah,
he knows what he's talking about.
He does. I love his shows he does for the History Channel. Him and the other fella. Could just say Wembley once said that it wasn't Spurs news, but it was very sad on the passing of Barry Quiet.
Legend, absolute legend. Really funny man. Really gentle with his humour as well, but he was so quick-witted.
Was it? Do you remember the comedians as a kid?
Yes, of course. Yeah. Regular on so many things.
Yeah.
And even later years, he was on a lot of the panel shows as well. It was always a good when he popped up on a few of those. Funny enough, my first thought of him was one episode. I've forgotten which show it might have been. It might have been it might have been QI or something like that. I remember him being on with Sean Locke and having being on the same side as Sean Locke, and I just thought they've suddenly gone in the space, short space of time.
Yeah,
the two of them, and I really enjoyed watching them. But Barry Cry as old school as it gets, without having to be crude or anything. He was just a genuinely funny and warm man.
I've actually changed my mind about my favourite comedian. It's Joe Wilkinson. It just popped into my head. That guy has me in utter stitches when he says something.
I mean, who is your favourite comedian of all time, Keith?
Of all time?
Yeah.
Richard Pryor.
Oh, yeah, he was funny.
Just the way he told every joke, he'd just be telling us an anecdote about his life, and it was hilarious, just the way he tells it.
Yeah.
Absolutely hilarious bloke.
Wasn't he in Superman 2? Or 3?
Superman 3, yeah.
Yeah, and he done Hear No Evil, See No Evil.
Yeah, tons of films with Gene Wilder. Yeah. They really hit it off together. Really good.
Did.
You ever see the Tommy Cooper Christmas sketch when he's making a roast duck?
Yeah. Yes.
That's funny. Soup on the low gas, sauce on the high gas.
Yeah.
And now we got some caster sugar.
My two favourite comedians is Billy Connolly, who I think is the most funniest man.
As well.
Brilliant.
He's brilliant.
And Dave Allen. No, you may know Cooper will know Dave Allen actually more than you, I think, Ben. But Dave Allen for me he's the only fella. He's an Irishman, right? But he's the only fella that takes the piss out of our country, but does it brilliantly.
It's in such a subtle way,
I'd put Jimmy Carr in that thing as well. Jimmy Carr is very funny.
Oh, I can't stand him.
I think he's very funny.
It's very quick.
When he's deliberately being offensive for the sake of being offensive, he can be utterly brilliant.
It was Dave Allen. He said once, right, he was going to school, when he started school, he went to because over here it's like the Christian Brothers or things like this. And also for my second one, I'm probably going to pick Anthony Jeselnik, who's going to offend a lot of people. Yeah,
that is his show. I just like the fact he's happy to jump both feet over that line that mustn't be crossed, and he just says, "So what? That's just how it. People can be angry."
Yeah, there's an American comedian as well. I think she's really funny. She really takes the piss out of herself, sort of thing. Very rude, but very funny. Honestly,
not Susie Wolf, right? Not Susie Wolf. That's the Formula One. What's her name? Wolf. The ginger lady with the curly hair.
Yeah.
She's very funny.
She is very funny. But no, Billy Connolly for me is absolute brilliant. I mean, Stitch is watching them now when I rewatch some of his stuff. It's so funny.
I've got to send you my favourite Joe Wilkinson clip
clip
off stream because it's just he's so funny.
Yeah. I'll send you it as well, Ben. The favourite Dave Allen bit about what I was talking about. I will send you off screen. It is so funny. It's just
for female comedians though. As far as I'm concerned, everybody pales into insignificance compared to the late great Joan Rivers. She was just absolutely. She was one of my favourites. Stunningly funny.
But so quick as well. She's so aggressively quick. Like when they on the Graham Norton show with James May and Jeremy Clarkson, like that, they're quite hard to make laugh. And she was just like, they were just on the floor, and then Clarkson was just like, I'm not this offensive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who was the other one? Oh god, do you remember they used to roast people in America on television in the late 70s? They had like the president and this fella come in, like Reagan just won his second term as president, and this fella roasted him to hell. I mean, this is the president of the United States, and he's telling him he's just been so rude to him. But it's the funniest bit of a funny bit of a comedian I've seen ever. It's just so funny. No, big up Brian Cryer. May he rest in peace, and thank you for all the memories, especially for me and Goover's childhood. As it's funny, isn't it? People who've grown up watching Goover are just sadly passing away, aren't they?
Yeah.
Or the Tommy Cooper's gone. What did we have here? Tommy Cooper. We had Ernie and Wise.
Yeah.
Morecambe and Wise, yeah.
Morecambe and Wise. Des O'Connor. Is he still alive, Des O'Connor?
So no, I'm not a Des O'Connor fan. I'm as much a fan as Des O'Connor as Eric Morecambe was. He'd always take the mickey out of him.
It did. I did enjoy Take Your Pick, though. That was a funny programme.
Romesh is very good. Romesh is very funny. I think my parents saw him recently. He's very funny. Omid Jalili is one of my favourites as well. Omid Jalili is brilliant.
Yep. Okay, we've got Ryan McFarland here from Derry. Morning from a rainy Derry. It's very sunny here in the southeast, actually, Ryan. Funnily enough, it was really cold than yesterday, but it looks a bit sunny out there. I was sitting my head out after the show.
Here it's just grey.
Yeah. Morning, everyone. Says
Sushant Patel.
Yeah. I'm trying to learn these. I'm not getting them right.
Well, I'm guessing at some of the pronunciations. But I'm hoping we get it right. I was supposed to say Sushant Patel.
But thank you for joining us. Morning panel, morning chat. Someone please make it stop.
Yeah.
How many days are we left in the transfer window now, Cliff?
4 days, yeah.
4 more sleeps. 4 more sleeps, and then it's all over.
It's a reverse Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually. Lord Jesus, Mary and Joseph. I bet
and
they didn't
the wee
have this problem.
donkey.
Yeah, I bet you they didn't have this problem. I bet you they didn't have this problem when Mary was giving birth to Jesus. I bet she didn't. I bet there was no transfer window or anything. Honest to God. Celery Agent says, "Good day, mates." Yeah, good day.
Good day.
Put another shrimp on the barbie.
Oh, the effort that went into that Dermot is fantastic.
There was no effort at all, was there, Cooper?
No.
He Stevie. There we go. Right. Fame. Right. I'm sorry. This is something I wouldn't normally do, but I think with Cooper here, I think to let's change up a bit with you two. Famous female singers. Who was your favourite in the 80s, 70s, and 80s for Cooper? And then from when you were born to now. So Cooper's, you and me are in the same sort of age bracket, decade.
That shouldn't limit it to age groups or years. Just all-time favourites, I think.
Yeah,
all-time favourites then.
Because you just want me to say Adele, don't you?
No,
that's
actually
all I've
don't.
got.
I don't like Adele. I
actually,
think
she's brilliant.
I don't.
Adele is Spurs. You will like Adele or you get out, Dermot. In fact,
yeah.
So I took myself out.
Yeah. Demoted. Ben, you're in charge now.
No. Never. Okay. I like Adele. Right. Go on, Coop. Who was your favourite all-time female pop star?
I'll have to think about that. Right up there is going to be the likes of Billie Holiday.
Yeah.
Aretha Franklin.
Oh, yeah.
Annie Lennox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Adele's up there. She's got an amazing voice. Also, Amy Winehouse. Fantastic voice.
Amy's that's such a shame.
Yeah.
Wasted talent, really, wasn't it? It really was such
Her father
a shame.
has a lot of blood on his hands.
Yeah.
I thought the other fella had a lot of blood on his hands.
Of course, as well. They managed her poorly. She was a wonderful woman, apparently.
That album she did, the Back to Black album,
Yeah.
the second album, was my favourite album of all time, and it still is. I love that album. Some of them songs on that album are brilliant. Who I sing to? Sorry.
Oh, I'll have to think about it. There's a lot to choose from. Janis Joplin was pretty good as well.
Yeah.
I'll think about Stevie Nicks.
She's gorgeous, Stevie Nicks.
Fleetwood Mac in general, I really like. But other than that, I'd sort of evolved into liking things like dark and black metal now, so you don't really look at the female singers too much. Although there are some in the ultra hardcore sort of metal genre.
Oh, what's her name? I can never remember her name. Oh, my brother loves her.
What sort of really heavy metal?
It's like really heavy metal, but she's awesome. Like,
not
really...
Ginger or someone like that.
No, blonde, like
Right.
Come back to it.
Yeah. We've actually got a loads of people putting stuff in actually for what we're talking about, so I'm going to have to quickly get through.
That's what it's all about: fan participation.
It is. Carl Simpson, Levy and Enoch.
Doro, that's the one.
Who?
Doro.
Yeah,
Doro.
Yeah.
She was the front of a band called Warlock. Very 80s power metal.
Certainly was.
My young lad, he loves all that sort of death metal, all that stuff, but he goes all back to the 1930s of blues music. Some of the stuff you hear is brilliant. I mean, really. I mean, you go back to like he goes Chuck Berry and Little Richie and all around there.
Stuff I love.
I think I've heard Little Richie's actually the proper king of rock and roll.
No, Chuck Berry's the king of rock and roll. There's no denying it. He invented double stops. He used that blues thing. He built a style of music using all the little things: rockabilly, gospel, blues, country. He put it all together.
Yeah. He did a set with what's his name? There was a video he did Johnny B. Good with Bruce Springsteen and his band.
It's brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant bit of 5 minutes worth of YouTube music.
Gold.
It's excellent. It is gold.
And you can see how much Bruce Springsteen loves him as well. It's like he's in awe the entire time.
And you can. I know Elvis is not everyone's cup of tea, but he still was probably one of the most best singers of the 21st century. He was a white man singing black. He was the one that got the black music into the stream. But everyone doesn't agree with that. But for me, he's the king of rock and roll. But that's my opinion.
Elvis is amazing. Yeah, I love Elvis.
Yeah, you with that sort of conversation, you have to really look at the one that popularised it, rather than, because you can get some really obscure names and claim that they're the originator of the genre. But I think that's the case with rock and roll as well. There's some names I remember coming up, and I thought, who's that? And it's people you wouldn't recognise, but certainly Chuck Berry, you'd have to have up there, wouldn't you?
And Little Richie and
Little Richie, yeah.
David Bowie was a Little Richie fanatic.
Yeah, he was. He
loved Little Richie. David Bowie. He's my singer all the time. Just a bit of breaking news. We have got an outgoing at Tottenham. It's Noel John has joined League One. Signed Charlton Athletic on loan for the remainder of the season.
Good luck to him.
Yeah,
good luck to
him. Absolutely.
So there, time to get out now. Yes, we agree with you, Carl. Celery agent.
Yeah, it is.
Good morning, Gaguma. Good morning.
Morning.
Go on, and I'll
Your
hit
Highness.
them. I'll hit them. You read them quickly there, please.
Oh yeah, and people saying how tough it is being a Spurs fan. That's the general consensus at the moment, isn't it? Gaguma saying good morning to everybody. Love to see you at the channel. Thank you. Ryan McFarlane, the fan base feels really deflated right now. Combination of our owners and the idiot refs. Really struggle to watch football now. It is like that. We haven't even got a game to sort of get us excited for at the moment. Nothing this weekend either. It's just, oh god, the build up to disappointment. Next one. Tavakron, supporting my local non-league side, National League, Wealdstone, helps me keep me sane as Levy's imbecilic antics continue to destroy our beloved Tottenham.
Hopefully the Wealdstone Raider is there.
That's right.
Yeah.
You want some, I'll give it you. What a character. Celery agent, Brian must be building up steam, ready to blow. Yeah.
There he is.
Please, everyone get behind Brian. Everyone's just talking to say, morning, Brian. Brian, you're a legend. Talking sport. All right, Carl Simpson here.
I mean, I'll just say something about Brian Daigle as well.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people will see him and just think he's this man that just shouts and screams a lot about Levy, which he does because he's passionate about his club. But the thing you also got to know about Brian Daigle is he's one of the most genuine and really nice people you'll ever meet. He does so much behind the scenes for all of us on all of the channels. He's always got the time for people in need or people are finding a bit of a hard time. He's there for people. He's got his life experiences he's put into use, helping a few people just point them in the right direction when they're fallen. He's an incredible person, there for all sorts of people, goes out of his way to do things. And when he says he's going to do something, as he says, he's a man of his word. He absolutely is. And there's very few people that can really say that. So big up to Brian. Give him all the support we can. Even if it's as little as just retweeting what he puts out on Twitter. It's getting the word out there. It's making everything he does count for something. The more of us that can do that, the better. So big up, Brian. Absolutely love you, brother.
Yeah, and also I can't wait to meet him on the 13th. I'm so looking forward to meeting Brian for the first time. I echo everything Kauffie says. He does an awful lot of work, especially on mental health as well. And I tip my hat off to the man. He really is an inspiration, not just to me, but to everyone. And please, everyone support him and retweet it and everything. And yeah, big up, Brian. I love you too, man. And thank you very much indeed for everything you do for us. You know what, Cliff? I'm going to promote you to second in command. There you go.
So we do have a hierarchy then.
Yeah.
All right, you're supreme leader, I'm assuming then.
Well, you're supreme leader.
Yeah. You're up there dressed in your black with your black curtain behind you. It doesn't make you Darth Vader, you know.
I'm very, very disillusioned with you. What was it? What was the word he said?
I find your lack of faith disturbing. Yeah.
Oh, no.
That probably comes up in boardroom meetings with Levy, doesn't it?
It probably does. Like, Levy's up there. He's probably got Darth Vader next to him. Like, Conte, I find your faith very disturbing, Mr. Conte. Conte's
Absolutely.
like Luke Skywalker. He's part of the Jedi.
Hope people are keeping a little eye on this game as well. There's little flashes of Gascoigne going on a few runs at times. It's great to watch.
Carl Simpson, he said, he's saying good morning to Kiguma. True Blue Spurs, Bruce.
Bryce, yeah.
Yeah, Bryce.
Hope all's well. Big up, Brian. Yeah. Morning, mate. Good of you to join us. Max saying Levy out. Nice, simple comment. We love that. Perfect.
We do. Perfect.
Chris Agonberg, morning, chaps. Morning, mate. Good of you to join us.
They're all talking about Brian. There you go. So, Brian, thank you for the kind words, everyone. Yeah.
Thanks for the kind words, everyone. Good. Look forward to meeting anyone that comes down.
I'll have a coke with you on the 13th, Brian. I'm looking forward to having a coke with you on the 13th, mate. True Blues. Saying thank you for playing Gaza. Our pleasure. Our pleasure, Brian.
How can you not love Gaza? Good morning, gents. Levy out, says Derek Hutchinson.
Exactly.
Morning, mate. Alex saying, and he has his water.
Mm-hmm.
With to wash down all the steak, no doubt.
Yeah, probably. I will going to start singing that song. Me and Ben are going to sing at the stadium, by the way, that steak song. We're going to try to get a chant going. We are actually. We are. I haven't told Ben this, but we will be.
I think you might struggle to get a whole chant going on it, but big up. It'll be funny anyway. Yeah. You have to get it on. Get it recorded anyway.
Yeah. Well, I think if I see Danny that day, I think me and Danny might see can Danny start doing something, and me and Ben will join in.
have to get Alex there with you as well.
Yeah.
Philip
I don't know.
Brady's
Let us know, Alex, if you're going to the match actually on the 13th. Let me know.
Philip Brady here. Oh, I think there's a reply I've got for this one as well. The silence coming from the club shows how little regard it has for the fans. We're just cash machines for Levy. Keep giving, but you're getting a F all in return.
Yeah.
I think I agree, mate. But the only way that changes is if suddenly we do get some transfers come in, and then you could argue perhaps they're being quiet because they don't want to sort of scupper the deals. But if it doesn't happen, you're absolutely proved right. It leads to frustration for all the fans.
Yeah. What a goal!
Certainly was Paul Stewart.
Yeah, I tell you, that man was so underrated for Tottenham.
Yeah,
I always feel.
It came up in conversation the other night, didn't it? To the X-rated tackle from Pat Van Den Houw in the game against Luton to get himself sent off. Paul Stewart dropped back to midfield, and he was absolutely outstanding there. And then, as soon as they found out that's his position, he became a hell of a player for us. Went on to win the FA Cup anyway.
He did. I don't think he had a good time at Liverpool, did he?
No, certainly not.
No, bless him.
Seems to be a theme, people going from us to Liverpool and not doing too well. Look at Robbie Keane. They ruined him.
Yeah. I was watching last night. I was watching the game. Adebayor's debut for Tottenham. But that was a boring game until Robbie Keane got going. I forget who he was against now.
Oh, I'm trying to think when he made his debut.
It was his home debut. Sheffield United sticks in my head, but I don't think it is.
See, the only thing I really got any time for about him is when he wasn't even playing for us. It was for Manchester City when he went the length of the pitch to celebrate in front of the Arsenal fans. I liked him for that moment.
Yeah. Then he caused the fucking riot.
It was above and beyond what was needed, but
it was. Guguma's saying Chris, saying a big up Phil, Bill, Steve Fraser. Bill Hicks is
Bill Hicks' favorite comedian, I think, for Stevie. Yeah, brilliant comedian. Had his own style. He didn't give a damn either. Just said what was on his mind. Soul Taker saying Eric the Viking, the goalkeeper. Yeah. Really loved him. Mum's Norwegian, so I've always got a soft spot for the Norwegian players getting into the side. But he was well worth his place. Great goalkeeper. Booming voice as well.
He really was. We've got Mark here saying, I'm with Cooper, non-league is the way forward, Green Army.
Yeah, if we get to the point where we're just giving up on Spurs, it will be non-league for me, definitely. There's things to look forward to. Your expectations are lower to start with, but any support for the club is genuine, and you tend to get chairmen that do care about the club because they're not in it for making huge money, that's for sure.
As much as I want Levy out and Rooney out, I will never leave. I know I keep saying I'm fed up with my club, I'm going to walk away. I don't think I could. I don't think I could walk away from support.
I'd find it very difficult, but I mean the way things are heading, and if the Super League goes ahead, I'm not looking. I would not look forward to that.
If the Super League went ahead, I agree with you. I'm done.
Well, we were talking before the show, weren't we, about Champions League? I mean, is there anybody else? It can't be just me that's thinking. I'm a bit bored of it. We've seen the format for a long time. It's just like taken for granted. There's too many clubs are getting into it. Why is it a Champions League when you can finish fourth and be in it? It doesn't make sense to me. I much preferred the old system, European Cup, Cup Winners' Cup, and UEFA Cup. That made I thought that was a really good system, but.
Just the champions go into the European Cup. Yeah. Then you have the UEFA Cup, and then the winners of the FA Cup go into the Cup Winners' Cup.
Yeah,
I agree with you. Sulka 212 says, "More than everyone, help you all safe. Hope you're all safe and well." Yeah, we are. Philip Brady, Billy Connolly. Yeah,
great stand up for sure. Yeah,
absolute genius.
Crazy, the class film. Yeah, that was Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. Yeah. Excellent film.
We have Ronnie Barker, Paul Whitehouse, and John Cleese.
That's a good spread.
Yeah, I
Definitely.
tell you, what's his name that John Cleese did? I do
40 Towers that he wrote.
No, the other one he did with the big foot come down at the end of the intro.
Just Monty Python in general.
That was it. Monty Python, The Life of Brian, and it's so funny, especially when they're fighting the swords and your man's chopping his arm off of each other. And he's chopped those one arm. I'm still going. It's so funny.
Yeah, Monty Python's one of my favourite groups of groups as well. But you can't pick them out as an individual though, can you? It's a collective. Brilliant stuff. Some of my favourite stuff anyway. Ronnie Barker as well. Absolute genius. Absolute genius.
He started his career off Bellboy, didn't he? On Open All Hours.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And Paul Whitehouse, another very, very funny bloke.
Yeah.
Stevie Fraser saying below that, Richard Pryor defo up there, best stand-up. Slightly dubious personal life. It certainly was. A lot of women struggle with that. But yeah, Dermot, Dave Allen was magic, and so is Billy Connolly. Yeah, Richard Pryor was definitely controversial, but what made him so box office in a lot of ways as well. He's just so candid about it all.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I wish we could play Dave Allen or Richard Pryor on here on this channel. Just for a morning show, that'd be brilliant. Just sit back and just let him go.
Yeah, it'll be copyrighted to hell though. That's the trouble.
Yeah, it would.
Soul Taker, good vibes. Yeah, well, that's what we like. That's what we like. Stevie saying at the moment, I love Frankie Boyle stuff too. To be fair, yeah, I love Frankie Boyle. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but I like the outrage that he comes out with. It's you're either into that sort of stuff or not. I mean, personally, I'm into really dark humor and sick jokes anyway, because for me, it's the funniest because you understand fully the subject and then you're able to make fun of it. And that there's no taboos as far as I'm concerned. But I can understand. You've got to know your audience for that sort of thing. You can't say all these jokes in public. Can
I just give you a bit of update onto the Traore deal? Basically, why he's talking to Barcelona, he was unconvinced by Tottenham's offer to play him in a variety of different positions, and that's the reason why he's going to Barcelona.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, for me, what set alarm bells ringing for me was people talking about, we're going to play him at wing back.
Yeah,
I thought Conte had specifically said he was disappointed with the quality of delivery into the box at one point, and I thought Traore can't pass a ball.
No.
How is that going to solve our problems? Made no sense whatsoever. I could understand if you just play him as this sort of free role to just blitz through the middle of the field and cause havoc. There's something to that maybe. I don't rate him anyway. I'm glad we're not getting him.
Yeah, I mean, you never were happy with that deal, were you?
No, he can't play football. He's rubbish. It's just an immense athlete. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we're getting to that stage, why bother with football at all?
Yeah. Right, I'm bringing in a guest. I didn't even know we sent him a link, but he's here. He's the man. I don't know how to. Well, look, he's one hell of a nice guy. He is sort of Levy in, but he has it in his own way. But he is Levy out as well. He's everyone's best banker. Let's call him that.
Best banker.
Sure.
How are you?
If we were doing Neil or No Deal, you'd be the banker on the other end of the phone, right? And they'd be going, "How much do you offer for this box? 50 pence. Fucking take it or don't fucking take it. I don't care. Where's the whiskey?"
The only way you know it was me is because of the laugh that came down the phone. You could just about hear the laugh coming through the speaker set.
Oh Lord.
Morning, mate.
Hi,
tell us, Sean, are you beginning to sweat a little bit more at the lack of transfer activity now?
Yeah. No, I'm as angry as everybody else. Don't know what's going on, and
Yeah, you know how like I say, I've always agreed with most of the frustrations around the transfers. I do think it's bloody difficult with the 25-man squad limits and the homegrown base talent requirements, and you've only got 31 days, and no one wants to sell before they can buy or loan before they, because it's I don't think that they should they should either extend the January window into 2 months to give everyone a bit more time, like start it around December the 15th and go until February the 15th, something like that. Or they should get rid of the window altogether, or they should just go back to how it used to be, where you could do it, buy and sell throughout the season. January is just I think it's a nightmare. It gets all the you should see some of the other fan channels right now. Kuba, Dermot, it's insane. You look at Newcastle United; they're like losing their heads about what they have and haven't got, what was promised, how difficult it is. Man United are going mental. Even Manchester City are going mental. And they've got everything they could possibly need. So twice over. It's weird. All the fans get excited and then ultimately get disappointed, And Tottenham fans know that like no other.
Do you know what, Sean? I can't be bothered to argue with you. I'm that flat. Seriously, it's like.
I'm agreeing with you. Though. I'm agreeing with you. There's nothing to. I don't think there's anything to argue about.
Will you say them two famous words live on our show? Will you say them?
Yeah, go on then. Why not? Leave me out.
We've got it,
Daddy.
Yeah, we've got it. We have it on a live stream. No. Sean has said the words "Levy out." He is now come over to the light. He's left the dark. Welcome home, Sean.
I've always been okay with him leaving. I've always been okay with him leaving. I'm worried about what comes in next.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you just need to keep saying it. You need to now say it in your banner now. Sean the banker, Levy out now.
I went on to Matty Hayes' channel yesterday, and Jack and Dave were on there, and someone put in a Levy in. I think it was William Kelly put a Levy. I love Daniel Levy or something as a bit of a jibe. So I followed up swiftly behind with a super chat saying Levy out, but it never got read out. So I was disappointed I didn't get the reaction I was hoping for.
Well, you said it this morning here. Levy. Yeah. Sean is now a Levy out. Brian, if you're watching, you've won. You've won him over.
I do have a couple of bits of news, if you don't mind. One is I've had to delay the debate with Brian. I don't think Jack and Dave know yet because they're probably still asleep or haven't seen their notice. But Brian and I have agreed to put it back by about 5 or 6 days, just because I've got a big opportunity with my agency to try and sign a New York hospital for the digital advertising, and it's a massive pitch. So, and that's on the 2nd and the 3rd of Jan. So I need to prepare for it. So, unfortunately, you have to change. Anyone who was interested has to change the date in their diary to the 6th or something, 6th or 7th. It won't be long up later. And the other bit of news, which is far more important, is I've just bought my ticket to the Wolves game, Dermot. So I'll see you. I'll get to meet you on the 13th.
Brilliant, can't wait, Sean. I look forward to that.
Yeah, looking forward to it as well, buddy.
Yeah, we'll have a good laugh that day.
Although, having heard your travel plans, I don't think you're going to be. I think you'll be falling asleep in your chair.
No, I'll be grand. I mean,
it's a long day. It's a long day for you.
Yeah. Well, this same for me and Dave and all the rest of the lads coming from Ireland. It's still going to be a long day for us all. You'll
all be exhausted. It'll be so fun. Yeah, get pictures of you snoring.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to the flying bit. I'm just a bit nervous about that. So I'll have a stiff whiskey before I get on board.
How much longer would it have taken you if you'd got the boat?
It would have been a 24-hour round trip if I got the boat.
Wow, really? To get from Ireland?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Because you have to get the 3:00 boat in the morning. It's a 3-hour journey, so you get into Holyhead at 6, and then it's a 4.5-hour journey down from Holyhead down to London. So you're down there at 10, and then of course then you got another match, and then you got another 4, 5, 6 hour, 5.5-hour journey back to Holyhead, and then the boat then is 3:00 in the morning. So it's basically a 24-hour.
Yeah, you can't do that without certain illegal substances, which we know, Dermot, you wouldn't be participating in. So,
Yeah, you don't know what I used to get up to.
Oh, okay.
That's an off-air. That's an off-air subject.
An off-air conversation.
Right. Okay. All right.
I was going to say, look, I'm going to be fair to Sean here because, you know, about the whole Levy-in bit. If to be honest, I've never seen Sean as a Levy-in person, believe it or not. Sean's a very sort of stoic, sort of sit on the fence and see what unfolds sort of character to me. Likes to look at the whole picture.
Appreciate that. Thanks, mate.
I think it kind of goes with your business background as well, doesn't it? It's you've got to look at all the variables, not just one side of it. So
yeah, and that's for me. I appreciate you saying that, mate, because I do feel like I've only been in the community for a couple of months, not even, and I feel like in that time it's usually been like me challenging the Levy out argument comes across as like I'm the polar opposite of it, and therefore that makes me Levy in. But that's I hope I've maintained that position, that I'm not at all Levy in. I'm happy for him to leave. I just worry about who comes in next, and also I feel like people who think he's the worst thing that's ever happened to a football club. I just think that there's other examples of, you know, worse chairmen, and also I don't think he's been as bad as everyone thinks in certain areas of the game or certain areas of his job. But the transfer thing, I'm 100% with everybody. It's super frustrating, and it's getting more and more frustrating and worrying by the day. This plate spinning thing that Paratici seems to do, like where he's got 12 deals going all at once, and then he'll pick the one that suits at the last minute. I can't imagine that other chairmen appreciate that. And when he's doing that for a club who already has a chairman who most chairmen don't like anyway, it's like a double whammy of horrible things to be doing to other clubs who are trying to organise their own affairs. And it seems like it's selfish and unreasonable of Daniel Levy and Paratici to have the mindset, to have the kind of style of, or the strategy of going, well, we'll arrange these deals, but whether we actually pull the trigger on it or not, we don't care if that screws you over in the short term. We're gonna worry about us, and we're gonna get as many plates spinning as possible, and by the end of it, you understand why the other chairman's gonna go, well, actually no, like, screw you. We're gonna do our own thing now, and it's not going to include Tottenham Hotspur. You know, so I don't know if Paratici's style is. I can understand why Daniel Levy loves it, but I think that it's going to compound on why people already don't like dealing with Tottenham Hotspur. You know.
I'm sorry, Sean. I've got to read this out. This is actually a Dave Allen thing. It's actually true. This is true, and Sean, you should know this as well, for being honest yourself. It's that the thing about dying in Ireland is that you miss your own wake. It's the best day of your life. You pay for everything and you can't even join in. Mind you, if you did, you'd be drinking on your own.
That's very good. Very
good. I like the comment a couple before that Soul Taker made. He said, I know I'm the only person alive that doesn't want Levy out. I just want his wallet out.
Oh, Lord.
I like it. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Spice some players, please, Daniel.
Yeah. But that's brilliant, Philip. Dave Allen at his absolute best.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Mark saying Whitney Houston to female artists.
Great singer in her prime, yeah.
Yeah. Her mother, I think it was a mother or aunt, was in Supremes, and there was his backup group.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's her aunt or a mother. I can never remember who.
Diana Ross?
No, Sissy Houston.
No, but I mean the woman from the Supremes. Was it Diana Ross?
Yeah, Diana Ross is our aunt, I think. Yeah.
Maybe I'm making that up. But yeah, they come from a long line of amazing singers, don't they? It's insane.
Yeah.
Shawnee boy.
Benny boy. How are you,
What
sir?
up? I'm alive.
I liked your Cadbury's cream eggs, and thank you. Dermot was wondering how I managed to get the link. I was gonna go off on a rant and say I've got this arrangement and relationship with StreamYard where I can just get in touch with them and say I want access to every single stream that's going on and then just join without permission.
Infiltration.
But actually, the truth is that Ben just texted it to me. So far less
Ben, we
interesting.
have a rule on this channel. We'll be talking to you after the show. I mean, that's usually my job, and I got it in the next. So I do things properly now. I believe it or not, I have 2 post notes on my laptop, right? What I'm to do in certain situations, I do because I forget. So I have them now on my laptop just in case.
You said did Sean want to come on, and I said
Yeah,
you
but I
said,
didn't know. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Sorry, I'll leave if you want.
No, don't. No,
Jump
your
off.
box office. We need a bit of lifting up. It's just so flat. Go on then, could you read some of these comments out, mate? Because we're really behind them.
Oh, Beverly Knight, yeah.
Yeah. Who's Hazel O'Connor? My mind's gone blank on that one.
Oh, sort of kind of end of the sort of punk era.
Oh yeah, I know she is now.
I'm trying to think of some of the songs. Remember her. I just can't remember the songs at the moment. It'll come back to me. Leon M96 saying, "Trust me, I'd much rather be there with them. Just circumstances don't allow it, but I'd love to support Daigle and co." Yeah, I think that's the same for a lot of people. If it was an easy trip for me, and I know I've got somebody to look after Mum, then I'd certainly be there.
I think Dermot's more of a Kirsty MacColl kind of man.
I love Kirsty MacColl.
Yeah,
Who's that? Who's she?
She's the
Irish singer. She's probably most famous for songs like New England
and the Chip Shop Man Says He's Elvis.
And also, the new one she sang with the Pogues.
Yeah,
Fairy Tale of New York.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Died
You being
tragically
an
as
Irishman
well.
should know that, Sean. That's very disappointing.
Well, I'm Irish by descent, but I'm.
Your lack of Irishness really disturbs me.
She died tragically as well, and
she was swimming.
It was a boating accident. She saw the boat going going out on a collision course for her son. Managed to get him out of the way, and she bore the brunt of it.
Cody.
Yeah, here's Sean's nemesis, Cody. Sean.
I love Cody.
I love those talks when you and Cody gets that really quiet voice, but like really serious Sean. And it's like reverb is built into his voice.
Sean.
It's brilliant. It's like so serious. You're like, oh god, what's he gonna say
Big
now?
up Cody Mack. Yeah, it's time to wake up the kids. He said that's it. Fair play to Daguma saying hello. Someone saying bye, Cody. Right, what we've got there. There's Derek Hutchinson here.
Bill Haley in his comments.
Yeah.
What a band.
Yeah.
I have some breaking news that I forgot to also announce to you. Bugsy Malone got hold of my other flat cap. I bought 2 flat caps. She got hold of the first, and I couldn't find. I've been wearing this hat for the last 3 days because I didn't know where the other one went, and I've looked everywhere, and then I went down the garden with her earlier on, and it was buried alongside one of my mum's hairbrushes in the back garden, and so the flat cap is temporarily gone again. She's costing me a fortune, this dog.
I remember saying on one of your streams, telling she was in the background, and I said, "Go and get Sean's cat." Savage it. So she listened.
Likes Cuba.
Yeah,
she does. She loves Cuba. Yeah, she's got a lot of time for Cuba.
I just want to say this. Do you want to read this coming out? To
Stevie Fraser saying, "I think Elvis is the king of rock and roll. It's like saying Eminem is the king of rap. It's a very white-centric view."
I disagree with this.
I do too.
Because the way it's done in the country music circle, for example, every 10 years they have an award show and they name an artist of the decade. They name the artist of the decade, and then that person is officially known as the king of that. So let's say George Strait is the king of country music. But before then it was... it'll come back to me. But every 10 years, they name a new king of country music. They name it, so it's the same as rock and roll, same in all those sorts of genres. But Elvis is the king. He might not be the king of rock and roll, but he's still the king. Like, the amount of people he brought into music just because his music was just that good. And he brought all those people together is just brilliant.
You could say the same. You can make the same kind of like, colour shouldn't come into it argument about like golf, right? Like Tiger Woods is... golf is very much traditionally a white man's sport, but Tiger Woods came into it and and smashed most records. He's up there with with like Jack Nicklaus and a few of the other people from yesteryear. But like you shouldn't really. I don't think you should have to make a claim about putting a skin color on the reason why someone says that someone is the best at something. You know, I think it should come down. If it's a merit, I think life and culture and everything should be a meritocracy. Eminem would be the king of rap if he sold more rap records than any other rapper, regardless of the color of his skin. If Elvis sold more records than any other rock and roll star, then he should be considered the king of that particular niche, right? Shouldn't it come down to success?
You also have to remember in them days that not many black artists were getting on the radio or having their music played.
Oh, that's a good point.
That's a good point.
Which is why Chuck Berry was so important, because he was the linchpin for that.
But for saying that, that's my view. I'm not discounting any other artist. Just because I'm a fan of an artist doesn't think that I'm a white centric. That's my view. It's not. I just like his music. Always have done. Been brought up with his music.
It's a good point you make, and actually it goes to Stevie Fraser's point that if Elvis Presley got more airtime because he was white, and in that particular era that mattered, and therefore that's why he sold more records than anybody else, then it goes to Stevie Fraser's point that maybe there's something to it. Is
that the fault of Elvis, or is that the fault of the record stations? Because Elvis is not a fault.
It's not Elvis. It's not Elvis's fault. No, but it's definitely the fault of the culture, isn't it? Like the state of play at the time.
Well, my thing is, I'm a big fan of all genres and artists, but just because I am a fan of one artist, you're entitled to your opinion, Stephen. Thank you for sending it in.
I mean, it's a brilliant comment. It's something brilliant conversation that everyone needs to talk about. If it was my view, the king of rock and roll, if you're going to give that title to anyone, it is to Chuck Berry, because he is the originator. He invented double stops. He invented that sort of Fender amplifier with a Gibson guitar. He invented that and he brought rockabilly, gospel, country. He brought it all together to form one. Like, he's the originator, and he is the king of that. He brought a new style of music to the forefront.
I guess you guys ain't ready for that yet, but your kids are gonna love it.
Which is, I've got that guitar is an ES 345, which is a 335, but it's a custom made one. That guitar was not made until 1958, so that guitar wouldn't have existed when Marty McFly went back to the future. It didn't exist.
Wow, you're the only person in the world that's found a loophole why the story doesn't add up.
Because
that's awesome.
The story of that guitar uses what's called patent applied for humbuckers, which weren't invented really till 1957, which is invented by two guys who were making them at the time. The head of the Gibson, which is Seth Lover, the head of the pickups, and Ray Butts of Gretsch. They were both competing at the same time. So those types of pickups weren't invented till 1957, which is the patent applied for pickup. It's what most of the rock and roll genre made.
You are clearly an aficionado of all things guitars, mate. I've seen you in the WhatsApp chat as well.
Yeah.
Knowing your stuff, you should expand your Kauffie stream to.
I will definitely eventually. The problem is I can't play the music. If I play songs I like, it will get copyright.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because record companies are evil. Because I do love my guitars.
I thought that was Glenn Hoddle coming on with the shirt outside his.
Yeah, because all the best players do that. We know that.
Yeah. That's Paul Allen.
Oh, Paul Allen. Yeah.
Well, we've certainly been taken down quite a sort of esoteric route now by Ben. I don't know half of the guitars he's talking about, but never mind. No. Surely the thing with Back to the Future though, they can do anything they like because they can go through time.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, Marvin Berry
they only had enough. They only had enough juice in there. They only had enough of the plutonium, whatever it was, to get to do one journey.
31.1 gigawatts.
Yeah.
It's the same like the Indiana Jones films. I mean, there's so many loopholes in that film. I mean, Indiana Jones takes the Nazis to find whatever they were looking for. He did all the work for them. So
the thing with Indiana Jones was he didn't actually need to be there. Because the Nazis
That's
would have
right,
they would have found the Ark of the Covenant, taken it to that island, and in fact they would have actually taken it to Berlin and killed Hitler. So actually, Indiana Jones saved Hitler.
He was irrelevant. He was irrelevant to the whole
He was
story, wasn't
irrelevant
he?
in his own story.
Indiana Jones has an awful lot to ask for. Right.
That
Yeah,
was so funny.
Let's get back to these comments.
The Hitler years. I mean, come on.
Oh, Jesus.
Indiana Jones and the Last Reich. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
They're making another one, aren't they?
They are. They're filming it in
Indiana
London
Jones
as
film.
well. They're filming it in London.
So perhaps
Indiana.
I'm assuming the Harrison Ford's going to be the cameo role this time then.
No, main character as always.
Oh, what?
I think Shia LaBeouf has been sacked.
Really?
Yeah, because he's just a terrible actor.
Talking about getting blood out of a stone or flogging a dead horse, though.
Yeah, I wish they would just stop it.
Yeah. Never mind.
The only decent thing Sean LaBeouf did was the 3 Transformers films.
No, that was Megan Fox. No, that's all Megan Fox.
Yeah, but all he did in all 3 of them was shout. That's all he did.
Yep.
Was shout in all 3 of them.
Have you ever seen the that hilarious theatre production, that song called Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah,
He's
it's
coming
the
out to
best
get
thing.
you, Shia LaBeouf.
It's brilliant. And then he's
So good.
he's like, yep, Shia, I love you, mate.
It's so good. So very,
Right.
very good.
Let's get back to some of these comments. Circus said, just
Oh,
thought,
we're never going to get through them all,
No.
mate.
I'm just going to bring them
do-
up. You keep talking, I'll just bring them up and just go on.
All right, fair enough. What subject were we on now? Let's skip to something else. Don't want to keep interrogating Sean about the Levy subject, so we just try and steer clear of that for this morning, I think.
I want to say, sorry, Clifford. Sean is one hell of a nice guy, and I've talked to him off air, and he really is. I know I have my uncles with him, but I think we come from the same sort of route. But I just want cops, and he wants finances. But that's fine.
I want cups too.
I want cups to put my coffee in.
But I'll hand back to my.
Well, I was going to say, I concur, Dermot. I am a nice guy, but you are equally, if not more so, a lovelier and nicer guy than I. So it's a mutual appreciation society this morning.
Coover will tell you I'm a royal pain in the backside, but I'll send over to my.
Not by intention.
No, I'll hand over to my esteemed co-host, the man that is the face of this channel, Mr. Coover 99.
No, I'm not the face of the channel, though, am I? You're part
You
of
are
it.
you're the sex symbol of the channel. You know you are. So just
Hang on. Of course, you're the supreme leader. So if I'm being told that, I'm that, aren't I?
Yes, you are. Yeah, your lack of faith deserves me.
Yeah. Well, we'll have words later, mate. Anyway,
I'm getting my P45 then.
let's not gloss over the importance of Bugsy Malone this morning, though. What a dog!
She's a great dog. I'm getting her a custom Tottenham shirt, like for dogs, with Bugsy on the back, Bugsy Malone on the back of it. So once that arrives, I'm actually going to get her a little, like a desk on the side, like a crib without the walls, so that she can sit next to me and be on the show when I'm doing the podcast.
If you get your extra sized Spurs chair, perhaps Bugsy could take over your existing one, sitting right next to you.
Yeah. That's perfect. That's exactly what I'll do. 100%.
I'll have to get one of them chairs off you, by the way, Sean. So let me know when
as
you
well,
start
dude.
building.
Yeah, listen, I've had like 12, 15 people now, and most of them they're not big guys, but they were like, yeah, I'd like an extra comfy, extra broad, wide, fat boy gaming chair. So I think it could be something that takes off. So I'm gonna probably get 100 of them, mate. See what happens.
In the Irish flag, though.
You want the Irish flag embedded in yours?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I suppose you could do various skins for it, couldn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, well.
But I don't know how these are made. I haven't really analysed to see whether they're sewn in or whether they're like just kind of placed over the shell of it. I don't know how they're made. I'm still doing my research.
That's another thing as well. Why don't they just have covers that go with the shares? That easily replaceable and washable? Because don't know about all the ones I've got. The things like
Sweaty.
the arms, it falls to tatters in no time.
Yeah. And also, like, if you're a big fella and you're gaming for like 10 hours a day, you can't the chair must absorb a hell of a lot of a lot of the sweat and the blood and tears of hardcore gamers.
And let's face it, some of that is going to be crevice sweat, and that's not pleasant.
That's revolting as well.
Nice.
Who's this Sean Butler? He wants to come on. Can you come on?
No, stay
Kick him
clear.
out.
Stay clear.
And also, he's shouting with capitals. How dare he?
I know.
We like your shouting. It's the best part.
Yeah.
Who's saying that? I can't see him. Who's saying that? Sorry. Oh, it's you, Ben.
You can shove me to the bottom if you want. I don't mind being outside.
I'll do this.
Oh, okay, then that's no problem. Right, we'll do that. There you go.
You got to peek under it. You got to peek under it.
No, come on. There we go. There we go.
I'm getting there, buddy. Certainly sliding down the scale like I promised I would.
Man of his word.
Yeah, he said it on this channel that we will be clipping that. I'm putting it out there. Him shouting Levy out.
Hi, Gaguma. Hello, Gaguma. How are you?
If I knew how to clip, if I knew how to clip a thing on here, I would do that.
Nah, no need.
I don't mind.
Lot of people chatting between themselves and on the comment
Carl
section.
Simpson says clip that.
How do you clip? Do you have to download the entire video and then delete everything?
No, you've got to have a clip function, which is only comes with partnered streamers.
Yeah.
Okay.
And seeing the way you manipulate the buttons on your own channel, Sean, that could be a while before you're doing it.
So true. I'm so
there's Brian. He went, "Oh my God, Sean Butler music to my ears." Is this a spam one? The one below that one, Keith? Just take a quick look before I bring it up.
I don't see.
No, it's from Twitch, and it's got a Tottenham thing.
I do just want to say to Brian, whilst I'm definitely all of these bad news, these frustrations, it definitely brings me closer. It doesn't change the debate or the review that we're going to have, because we're looking at the entirety of a CEO's role, and I think so. I'll definitely be more amenable, and I am anyway. But the debate will still be on everything, not just the last 30 days. But big up, Brian. I hope you have a good time today and stay warm at the protest, mate.
And
Hyena 15 from Twitch then. Hello, guys.
Yeah.
Hello. Good of you to join us.
Hello to the Twitch world.
That's a 3D.
We don't get many comments from there, do we?
It's making me feel a bit uneasy. I need.
Why is it making you uneasy, Ben?
Because it's 3D, which means
3D,
it's like so it's like
Yeah.
it's like. Has anyone seen Doctor Who? That episode when they got sucked into the void and Rose went off to the parallel world. It's like that. You're seeing that. There's all like wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff.
There you go. That's for you, Sean. Welcome to the dark side. We have cookies.
Yes, we
Hi,
do.
Chris.
And we have Cadbury mini eggs.
I like them. They're actually up there with I very rarely buy them, but when I do, I never regret it. They are incredibly enjoyable, sweet.
Here we go. This is one that, for me, this is my feeling on Daniel Levy summed up. Out of Akron saying that, guys, you mustn't ever forget, one of Levy's trademark moves is to always look for a way or an excuse to self-sabotage any potential deal we may supposedly be feigning to complete. That does ring true with me. You can't prove it, but it's happened on such regularity that you really have to question it, whether there was really an intent there in the first place.
That's true. I agree with you. Absolutely brilliant comment there. Somebody needs to clip that from Sean and just use it as a GIF, as a permanent
guest. Should do it.
We are winning 2-0 in the game, by the way.
We are.
Yeah. I think Gary Lineker and Paul Stewart with the goals, I think.
Carl saying, I agree, Coover. Sean's worried about the future, not Levy, and respect Sean. Yeah, I think so too.
Sean
yeah.
One day we're going to get Sean on the coffee show, and it's going to be brilliant. and we're just going to get him highly caffeinated and running around screaming, "It's game day!"
Sky day.
But that of more caffeine.
Mark Cousins saying, Sean always talks a lot of sense. All I'll say to that is, hang on a little while on some of his longer streams, and that becomes less apparent.
Yeah.
It's a case of can Sean stay on his chair long enough before he falls off?
It's the logic starts taking a back seat as other things start coming.
But then we start talking about the usual question: B or W?
Is that Wilma? Yeah.
Betty or Wilma?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, guys. Like one of the problems with when you're starting out as a content creator, when you look back, when you sit back and I don't know if you guys do it. Do you watch your streams back during the day?
I can't.
Of course I do. I'm gorgeous.
I despise my behaviour as the streams go on. They start out with the best intentions, but by the end, I don't know what happens to me. I feel like I try to give people time, and then I come to people and then overtalk them, and like it's a horrible habit that I'm now conscious of.
It is, Sean. It's very horrible habit, Sean. Yeah, it is a horrible habit, Sean. Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Sorry, Sean. I didn't mean to speak to you. Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah, good work.
I can't watch my streams back. I hate the sound of my voice. I hate it.
Everyone does, mate. That's natural, isn't it?
Some people love it.
You've got a lovely voice, Ben. You've got a lovely voice.
I don't think so.
I can't stand the sound of my own voice. I cannot watch a stream back. If I watch a stream back, I mute myself and then recoup the speaker and then I put on the sound.
Yeah, I can't stand the sound of your voice either, Dermot. To be fair.
All I'm gonna say is shit.
Same boat. I hate listening to myself. I'll just cringe at it. Make a joke that hasn't worked, and I'm biting my knuckles watching that back. So that's the trouble when you try and crack a few jokes on stream. A lot of them don't work. And
I love my own jokes.
You're one of the funniest blokes I've ever met, mate. You should be doing stand-up. You're.
I couldn't possibly. It's much easier to bounce things off somebody else than stand up by yourself. I think that sounds an incredibly difficult job to do. Stand up.
I bet it's. If you fail, if you like go out on stage in front of a large audience and you bomb, it must be the most anxiety-inducing experience.
Yeah,
you must
absolutely.
just panic and then want the world to open up a big hole and swallow you up.
Yeah, I agree. Sean's puppy is named Bugsy Malone. Yes, she is. I think it's fun. Why? How did that happen though? Did you name them before you knew it was a girl?
No, it was. So there's an old. So it's not named after the rapper. It's named after the old gangster. But it's also because she absolutely, like the first day we got her, she was a tiny little thing, and she didn't want to eat any puppy food. But I gave her a raw carrot, a little bit of a raw carrot, and she absolutely adored it. And the way she ate it with the front of her teeth, like, and rather than. And I immediately just thought of like Bugs Bunny, and then from there it just kind of evolved to Bugsy Malone, and that's kind of the story of that.
I love this man's name, White Hart. Like, absolutely brilliant. Big up, sir. Thank you for joining us. He said the new job I started this week. It's not for me. I've had a mental breakdown at work. Watching news helps. Well, I'm glad we can.
Always here.
Always here.
Absolutely.
Hope you're okay, buddy. Hope you're okay, mate. Reach out to me.
Big up for giving it a go, though. Anyway, mate. A lot of people can't even bring themselves to try.
Yeah. Also,
Look,
Heartlane, if you need
to
reach out to anyone, mate, if you need to speak to anyone, I don't know if you have anyone's number. If you need to email me, you can email me at SeanButlerInLondon@gmail.com. It's an easy way to get in touch, mate. I'm here. I'm sure the other guys in the chat are as well. But don't suffer in silence, buddy. You've always got someone to talk to.
Yeah, well, the fans group, they've got their own TTT group.
You want it? Are you right? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, so big up there, sir, and I hope you're okay.
I'm sure Sean will be taking on staff when he hits 1 million views in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, in about 4 weeks, I think.
I know what you guys are talking about.
I tell you what, I was playing a game last night. I was playing Call of Duty Cold War for the first time. I've had it for a long time, and I thought, right, I'm going to start playing it last night. Well, I nearly fell off my chair when Ronald Reagan walked in as president, and the fella who does his voice, it's absolutely got his voice spot on.
It's a shame that game's crap. I'm really upset with that game.
Thanks, Ben. I've just started playing it now. I won't bother playing it
Not
after
the campaign. The
that recommendation.
campaign's probably brilliant because all the Call of Duty campaigns are brilliant, but the actual game itself is not good enough.
What platform do you guys play on?
I play on PlayStation 5.
I play on
got
Xbox One. Yes.
Have you got FIFA, Ben?
No, I don't. I hate FIFA. I'm not
I
a FIFA guy.
I do, Sean.
But you're on Xbox. I was going to say I've got a PS5.
Is FIFA not crossplay then?
No.
I don't know. I don't know what
What's
that means.
the point?
What does crossplay mean?
It means Xbox and PlayStation can play in the same game.
Oh, online. Okay,
Yeah.
Interesting.
I actually envious of Kuva. He plays a lot of PC, and I'm envious of him actually.
Have you got a super duper PC, Kuba?
I have indeed. Yeah, spent a lot on it. Don't own a car anymore because it's hardly using it. So I put all of my money into computer stuff for the kids, and just
nice.
yeah. I mean, I got it built sort of a couple of years ago now.
All custom.
Yeah,
stuff?
custom built. Yeah.
What's your graphics card?
I can't even tell you anymore, but it was. I think it's like a what was it? A 10. Oh, I'll have to look it up in a minute. 1090 Ti, something like
That's
that.
not bad.
It was. Yeah, I mean, from a couple of years back, it was really good stuff. But obviously, it's all out of date by the time you get it.
Yeah. Part of me really wants a 3090 as a stream computer.
Do you want to read this out very quickly, Kuva? Because I think it's the best comment. I'm actually going to star it because I think it's the most funny one.
Who do I have to sleep with to get onto this TTG WhatsApp group?
Well, if you're offering, I mean, I haven't had any action for a while.
yeah, fair enough.
I'll take my
I'll take one for the team.
Will you? Oh, good man, Kuva. Good man. If you're a member of the Irish Hotspur, just put your. If you're a member of the Irish Hotspur WhatsApp group, let us know on there, and then I'll take you in. We'll take you into that group. But yeah, you don't have to stick with anyone, you're grand. But if Kuva's offering, then I'll take it.
Hey, I thought I was first, wasn't I? I thought I was first.
Oh, okay then, Sean.
First off the rank.
All right.
Oh, that case, my deal's off. Then I'm not having Sean's sloppy seconds.
I wouldn't want it either.
Right, okay. Sean's now offering himself out as a pimp.
Well, you know,
if there's
any
money
port
in
a storm, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Sean's now become a working man on the streets, right? Okay,
Yeah.
we'll stop there, right? Okay,
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely. If you're on the Irish Hotspur group, Carl, let us know and we'll add you in, no problem. Just be wary of Sean in case he comes up behind you.
Don't pick up the soap, that's for sure.
No, do not pick up anything. Do not bend over.
There's no soap in my house. Are you kidding? I haven't had a shower in 4 days.
Everything dirty gets buried out in the back garden by the time.
Do you know what, Sean? I'm going to be very wary standing next to you in the pub. I'm not going to bend over and pick up anything in case it might get a woo.
No, you won't. Well, you might get a little pinch on the bum, mate, just for old time's sake, But I promise you I'll behave.
Alex said he has a steak-powered PC that has more power than Dermot's hamsters.
You leave my hamsters alone. They do a fantastic job. They've now been upgraded to super hamsters.
You
or
don't
gerbils.
use
Go
dual...
for gerbils next.
Dermot doesn't use dual hamsters. It's just the one.
and his name's Staffy Duck.
What, hamster?
Yeah.
Oh, why not? Why not?
I don't have a hamster, really.
Sean's
What's
asking. John's asking Sean, what's your game tag, bro?
Yeah.
Oh, listen, mate. I wouldn't say I'm much of a gamer. I bought it and I've got like 2 games, and there's just the UFC game and the FIFA game. But I think my gamer tag, if that's what it's known as, is Porcuprimer. Porkuprimer, I believe. If you're looking for me, but I don't participate in. I've never played anybody online or anything like that, mate. I just I'm new to. I'm not much of a gamer, so to speak. So.
Fair enough.
Where's that music coming from?
Yeah, I'm turning it off now. Sorry, it's my TV. It's amazing how that picks up that because I can barely hear it myself.
Yeah, I can hear it until.
Yeah. It's just YouTube are very funny about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right. And then we've got this one here from Mark Cousins. Go on, please read that one out there, sir.
I'm in the Irish Shock Spurs group. Am I invited? I'm not into all that backdoor stuff, though.
Yeah, definitely get Mark in the chat.
Yeah.
He's definitely in
and
there.
then we have got a comment here from Carl Simpson. Carl, I'm sorry, I can't show. I have to hide that comment. I'm very sorry. It's a little bit too rude. For the time that it is. Can you see it there, Goof?
Did you...
The new one just arrived in the post.
Yeah, I won't actually allow that comment to come in. Sorry, it's been held for a review, but I understand what you're saying, Carl. Big up to you, sir. I'll tell you after the show what it says.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, okay.
Hey, Bugsy, come here. Guguma wants to say hello. Hi. Hi, everybody. Hi. Hey, get out of here.
Kill. Get the hat.
Oh, Lord.
Cute dog.
Third hat
Cute
in 2
dog.
weeks. Yeah, she's awesome. Get out. Sorry.
It looks right. I might have got through some of the Spurs news. I haven't done that yet.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. And like everyone's, I'll go through everyone's comment. I'll take that off because watch that one upgrade anyway. Yeah, I've read that one out earlier, so I went through that with.
I've added Mark Cousins to the group chat.
Yeah, and if you can find Carl Simpson as well. All right, here we go. Barcelona have held talks with another Spurs target, Frank Kessie, about a pre-contract agreement for the summer, but nothing has been agreed. I'll start with you, Kuva, and then I'll go to Sean and Ben. Kuva, what's your thoughts on that? I mean, it's an absolute disgrace now, isn't it?
No, it's what we're expecting. Linked with big names, don't get big names. That seems about standard. So I'm not in the slightest bit surprised. It's a club that starts doing their business when 3 weeks of the transfer market's already gone. You get what you know where you're heading with that. And now there's a time constraint on getting anything done, even if they're really looking for it. So, Daniel Levy jetting off to the Bahamas, middle of the transfer window. You see Paratici at the matches instead of, you'd imagine he'd be busy on the telephone, wouldn't you? Trying to get through deals at anything. But you'd imagine it's the busiest time of mid-season for the club, but doesn't seem to be bothered about it. Sort of casual token gestures. If we see anybody at all, I'll be surprised. But if we do, it's going to be underwhelming.
Yeah, I think this Arambarat guy.
That's Alex Hilton has hit the nail on the head here. Where the fuck Barca getting this money?
Government.
It's a disgrace.
They're always bailed out, aren't they? Same with Real Madrid.
Yeah, they got $1 billion loan from the Saudi group, the same group who owns PSG and Man City, and they got a $500 million bankroll from Goldman Sachs. Ben, you and I were talking about this a few weeks back, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've been bailed out, but they're I guess they're a safe bet for.
They are, especially if they can bring in some real administrators to run that club properly. It's a worldwide brand.
Yeah, biggest brand, probably the biggest brand in Europe outside of Manchester United.
I see Barcelona gutting their team this year, like completely and utterly gutting their team, and then re-signing Messi.
See, the challenge is right, but like Barcelona can't sign Adama either until they get rid of somebody. Yeah, because they've got a 25-man chock-a-block squad with
La Liga rules as well.
Yeah, so.
But I think Adama might count as homegrown because he's Spanish.
You still have to have 25. You still can't have more than 25 men in the squad.
The thing is, they're not going to care about signing a player and then not being able to shift one on at the moment. they'll happily let them sit,
deregister them,
non-registered, whereas we won't.
Daniel Levy wouldn't do that. Yeah.
There's the difference. They can just flex their muscles, get what they want.
Okay,
it's the problem with corruption.
Mm-hmm.
But Tottenham have got rid of not only Dylan Marcandy, we got rid of Niall John, you were saying, Dermot, and they also got rid of Jack Clark to Sunderland yesterday. But I think all of those 3 players would be considered the under 21, so don't affect the 25-man squad, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So we need to get rid of one of Delhi, Low Shit Show, Endom, Bad Boy, or one of those 3, really, isn't it? Yeah.
Delbum.
But anyway,
Dele Alli. Yeah, sorry, Dermot. Sorry, mate.
So that's the Barcelona sort of link. This one's for you, actually, Ben. I don't know if you know today, but today's National Holocaust Memorial Day today.
Yeah. I wasn't going to bring it up on stream, but yeah, it is.
Yeah.
There's only one football club in the Premier League has actually acknowledged it's today. Would you like to guess which one?
Say that again, mate. What was the question?
Only one Premier League club has acknowledged that it's Holocaust Memorial Day today.
Arsenal?
Tottenham?
No, it's Tottenham.
Oh, we have? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the only one that's done it. And if you look on that Instagram post they posted, it's a sea of hatred.
Really?
As per usual.
I don't know how anyone could hate that. So
it's because we live in a backward society.
We do. And Twitter is the epicenter of filth, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they posted it on Twitter. I just saw it on Instagram. I'm not even on Twitter anymore.
Oh, okay. Oh, fair enough. But you get your Tottenham news from Instagram, do you?
No, I get my Tottenham news from Dermot and Coover.
Oh, fair enough.
But anyway, it is. Join us this evening at 8 to I think it's light a candle.
Yeah.
Let me read up the whole post. Join us at 8 p.m. To light a candle and remember the millions that lost their lives. Yeah, very much so. And big up Tottenham for actually acknowledging that as well. Big up to you, Ben, as well. Right, we have a lot on the jury deal, which is the same nonsense. Here's one here. I'll start with you, Coover. Tottenham are ready to offer £20 million plus Ryan Segui on loan for Hellas Verona, Antonio Barak. Paratacci has discussed this with the Italian club. Do you know anything about him? Have you heard of him? And would he be a good fit for Tottenham?
I actually like Sessegnon as a player, but he's just never fit.
No, about the player they're buying, Ben. That's what
I don't know the player. I don't know the player.
I don't know the player either.
From Hellas Verona. Is that where he
Hellas
comes from?
Verona.
Yeah. I don't know, I've heard of him either, but I looked up his stats. They don't look anything special.
Yeah, he's like the stats were in the group chat, and I was like, no, not one of these ones.
But you know what it is like? It's one of those things where, like, sometimes it's horses. Like, this is me putting my glass half full cap on again. Like, I looked at the guy at Arambat, and he looks like, if you watch the highlight reel, he looks like he's got this like penchant for getting the ball and then like trying to show a dummy and then turn 180 and run the other direction. He did it like in a 10-minute highlight clip. He did it probably 20 times. But if Conte and Paratici both think he's got something to offer, then maybe the reason why he's been underwhelming in Italy is because horses for courses. Maybe they see, well, he will fit a better, like there's a lot of players that have come and gone in the Premier League and been what's considered a failure, been successful elsewhere. There's a million variables as to whether or not players, where their statistics underwhelm you, they may come and do something good. I don't know if Conte and Paratici, time will tell whether they've got a good eye for that sort of thing. But just because a player doesn't look particularly great now doesn't mean that he'll always be underwhelming. If that makes
He was
sense.
actually voted. He was voted third best player in Serie A when he was at Hellas Verona. But as soon as he's gone to Fiorentina, the manager and him just haven't clicked.
Okay,
so maybe that's a thing.
Sorry, I'm assuming we're talking Amrabat, aren't we?
Sorry, Amrabat. Yeah, sorry, I took it off the tap. Sorry,
agree. There's some qualities he has that I can see why Conte might have a little bit of use for him, and that is he doesn't lose the ball very easily.
Yeah.
If he gets into trouble, he's comfortable with just dribbling his way out of it.
Yeah.
And Conte may be looking at the likes of Winks, etc. Winks does tend to lose the ball. He's been doing some good stuff, but he's a bit fragile with it as well.
Against Chelsea, when he'd win the ball back just outside our box, he would just boot it out recently, wouldn't he? Just get rid of it quick, just get it up there, lump it up the field.
Yeah.
That's not what you want from a late playing, a low lying
and
CM.
Certainly we know Conte wants his teams to be possession based, so being able to hang on to the ball and then lay it off accurately and safely to other players, so it's a big positive for him. So perhaps he might be looking for him to really shore up the centre of the team at the back there. That starts with the defensive midfielders as well as the centre backs. So yeah, I can see it from that point of view. And the bloke, he can certainly pass the ball. He looks like a very technically capable player, so he does kind of fit.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, and the only reason I brought him up was because the stats there don't look particularly impressive either. So this left back guy from Hellas Verona, it might be something similar. Although I haven't seen his highlight reel yet. So have any of you guys looked up his highlight reel?
No.
I haven't seen it. I didn't. We've got here. These are just from the Spurs web, really. Basically, Wolves accepted Tottenham's offer, but the player dream was to join Barcelona. Yeah, I can agree with that. Day 27 of the transfer window. There's not really a lot of news this morning. Apart from this one, this is a great comment somebody's put up on Twitter, and I like to read it out. It says sorry, I'm about to sneeze. Sorry, go on, Coop, take over quickly.
Well, I don't know what you're about to read out. How can I take it?
That's hilarious.
Something about Teletubbies usually, Dermot, is it? Or
no.
Mr. Blobby?
No, this was found on Twitter. It says, "I've had enough of this clown. Please, for the love of God, sell up now. You have ruined my club, stripped it of its DNA, and so anything that's made it a football club. Again, he lied to us over transfers. Conte will walk. Hashtag Levy out. Hashtag Eden out." And I think that just sums up how we all feel at the moment.
I'm going to wait another 4 days before I really comment on the matter, but it is worrying.
Yeah, that's fair enough, mate.
We'll get through some of these comments. Barca got financially backing from their council government a long time ago. There was a 300 million tax debt that the government wrote it off. Kuva, what do you say to that, or is it just backhanders again and just general?
Well, it's they wouldn't do that with another club, would they? That's all you have to think about. Especially when it's complex with this whole situation between the Barcelona being on the Catalan side, and you've got the conflict with the sort of Spanish government, and the sort of feeling of breaking away from it all. You almost treat them as a separate entity within Spain at times, and it does not look good, does it, that they can spend to the point of bankruptcy and then the normal rules don't apply to them that they do to other clubs. Just complete bailout. There's something fundamentally wrong there.
On that topic of Catalonia, not to make it, if Catalonia went independent, would they still allow Barcelona in the Liga, or would they have to join another league?
It's difficult.
Really interesting question. Don't know.
Barcelona joining the Premier League confirmed.
Perhaps if there's huge resentment from it, if that situation does happen, which is, well, is it possible? It might. You've got to say it's a possibility. But if it did, perhaps they might even break away out of resentment, break away and join the Portuguese league.
It's too far.
You never know.
Really?
Well, yeah, but I mean, what else is there? Seems more likely than joining the Premier League.
French League, maybe. French League is possible because France isn't far away from Barcelona.
Yeah, there's possibilities. But I mean, the obvious one would be staying in the Spanish league, wouldn't it? And they'll have to treat it as a separate thing.
I think they'd be kicked out.
I mean, it's like I suppose the only thing comparable for us would be, what if Wales declared independence? With the likes of,
it's because Welsh clubs are part of the Football League, so I think that's not a non-entity. I think.
Wouldn't it be the same for Barcelona then? If the Wales team are part of the Football League, Barcelona are part of the Spanish
this is the
Federation.
difference. We have a much more cooperative side with our countries, so we would be okay with it. Whereas Spain, they would kick them out because the Spanish government does run the Spanish leagues as well, and they would be pissed and they would kick them out.
It's volatile, that's for sure.
Yeah,
yes, certainly is. I mean, this game's going great. I've been watching a bit of this game. Some great classics from Gaza. What do you remember of it, Kuv, Ben? And I'll start with you, Kuv. What do you remember of this game, if you do remember it?
I don't remember so much this game in particular, but I remember the build up to the Italia '90 World Cup, and just Gaza in Gaza was ramping up his game constantly. He'd only recently forced his way into the England team, and putting in some of these unbelievable performances where he's dribbling through packs of players on the edge of the box. He was at his brilliant best there, precocious as well, and what a talent he was. It was just such a great time. Really put a smile on your face watching Spurs.
Sean, this is well before your time, but what do you think of Gaza as a Tottenham player?
I saw him play live once in the cup final, and that was a memory that I'll always cherish. But yeah, his career at Tottenham was essentially slightly before I was old enough to really take it all in. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't spent enough time. In the time I've known you guys, 2 months, I've watched more of Tottenham's history than I've ever seen or ever cared to take in properly. I don't know if that makes me a bad fan, but
yes, it does. Yeah,
it does. Yeah,
it does on some level. Yeah, so I don't have too much to say. Apart, I remember Gaza from England. I remember Gaza from '96. Right, so I know what he was. I know what he was capable of. It's such a shame what happened to him.
There's Phil.
It's uncanny, isn't it? How much he looks like him.
It is. There's a young Phil Latiz there, hands on hip, playing for Southampton.
And what a legend that man is, right? Like, he could have gone anywhere, and he'd rather be the small fish in the big, or the big fish in the small pond. And he'll always, whatever pub he goes into in Southampton, he'll always have a beer bought for him, won't he? Whatever happens. Yeah. Which is nice.
Didn't he nearly go to Man United or something? Was it that he nearly went to Man United, didn't he?
Yeah, and he would have been a success there as well, but he preferred to. He loved the club and he stayed where he's happy. Sometimes people.
It's a shame he was never at Tottenham because he supported Tottenham as a kid.
Did he?
Apparently.
Yeah, interesting.
Hodder wanted to bring him, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he got him playing for England, didn't he? I mean, that's so. Yeah, he was a hell of a talent, Latiz.
Amazing player.
It was all I remember is almost every Saturday it's goal of the week contender. If he hadn't got one, he got a couple in there. It was almost like every week at some point.
And then he's ended up on this whole Tottenham History Channel. That's where he's ended up. At the end of his career, he's ended up with you and me, people.
Yeah.
And made us a nice intro.
Yeah, and he's hallishing over Adele while he's at
it. So fair play, Matt Latiz. Welcome. Our third co-host in our evening show, but big up, fella.
He used to play at the Dell, and now he wants to play with Adele.
Nice. Nice. You've earned your keep this morning, mate.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, you can come back for another show if you like. Yeah, we will take you back.
Soul Taker's comment, Barca joined the Premier League. Yeah, it was a gaff by me, but it was a joke, Barcelona joining the Premier League.
Yeah,
but yeah, it would be closer for Barcelona to go to the French league than it would be the Portuguese league. I don't think that would happen. Portuguese league.
What I was going to say, we've got Alexander Hilton here saying, "Don't they know it's transfer time at all?" That's a good one.
So we need a sort of live aid thing for Tottenham's transfers.
I think we do.
Who's going to be singing the song then? Is it just us four singing "Feed the World"?
The meat song.
All I'm going to say is We don't want your effing time. We don't want your effing this. We want your effing money. Oh Lord. That. Do you know what? At that point, Ireland. I found out recently. At that time, before he did that speech, Ireland was the biggest country to give money to Live Aid at that point. We're giving out sort of like 1.5 million from Ireland. And then after that speech, every country in the world then started pouring money in.
That's
Well,
brilliant.
of course, when you got Bob Geldof telling you to give money, an Irishman's going to do what they're told, aren't they?
Yeah, but you know, Bob Geldof
Bob
is a
Geldof.
legend.
Yeah, but you hear the Irish accent, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I would love to, we've got Carl Simpson. I would love to know what they are saying, as I don't believe for 1 second that Levy doesn't see all the negative press. Yeah, I bet he does. He has moles. Alexander Hitton, FFP. Don't know what that is.
Financial fair play.
Yeah.
Doesn't I don't
Nor
think
does Barca as well. You don't know what financial fair play means, nor does Barca.
Do you know, on the conversation I'm going to have with Brian and on the Irish Hotspur, there's actually a couple of points that I'm actually going to bring up that I've never heard the Levy Out Brigade actually mention, and me bringing them up is actually going to cement their argument even stronger, even firmer. But I think in the earnest attempt to try to give a genuine and thorough review and audit of this guy's, capabilities and what he's done, I think it's important that you have to, if there's something that's not being spoken about, even if it doesn't suit the narrative, you should bring it up. And one of those things is that a lot of the teams who would otherwise be in breach of FFP were very smart in last season when FFP ruled that they, because of COVID and the impact on revenues, that because if FFP is a 3-year rolling review, right? So depending on certain circumstances, you have to basically every year on average over a 3-year period, you can't be any more than £6 million in losses behind your income, unless you have some certain things happening like third-party investment. But so there's a reason why Daniel Levy, I guess, tries to make ends meet, which is great. But what happened in 2020 when the FFP turned around and said, well, because of the lack of revenues, lack of stadium income, all that stuff, we're actually going to scrap that. So the 2023-24 season is going to be reviewing the 19-20 and then the 21-22, sorry, the 18-19, 19-20 and the 21-22 season. So the 2021 season, when Tottenham wrote down had a £62 million loss, for example, that's not going to appear on their 3-year rolling, right? Because that was kind of given as a gimme. But what Tottenham could have done was to spend more money in that year, which is what Paris Saint-Germain did, right? Paris Saint-Germain would otherwise be massively in breach. It's what Man City did when they bought, they spent 100 million quid on Jack Grealish, and they would have been in breach. But because it was in the year when it doesn't count, they had losses of like 300 million last year. Right?
Is that why they tried to buy Harry Kane as well? Because they know they can write it off.
Exactly, they could write it off, right? And Paris Saint-Germain bought the Italian goalkeeper. They bought Lionel Messi. They paid Lionel Messi a £70 million or 70 million euro signing on fee. All of these things that would affect their FFP, it doesn't affect it. It didn't affect it last season. So there's a reason why last season had a really stupid amount of money spent by big teams that otherwise couldn't have done it, and Daniel Levy decided not to do it. And that is one of those, I don't think Brian Daigle, I don't think the Levy Out Brigade have recognised that as a reason to hate on Daniel Levy even more than they already do. But that is something that I will bring up in the debate, because if we're going to review the guy's, performance, then we have to be honest about it. There was an opportunity missed there that won't exist this year. So
what we're saying is Sean Butler is such a good debate that he's given ammunition because he knows his armour is going to hold it. Come in, Brian.
No,
his armour is so thick, he's going to beat you anyway.
No, it's a review. Like I want to have a genuine, honest, sincere review of whether or not Daniel Levy is, you know, the best chairman, the worst chairman, somewhere in between, whether he's a parasite, whether he's a good guy, whether he's a human being, whatever. I want to have an honest review. And I feel like, you know, there's things that I've uncovered in my preparation for it that I look and go, oh shit, that's a really big mistake that was made there. And if I was, you know, someone who's reasonable, then that's a reason to dislike the strategy that Daniel Levy imposed. Now, Daniel Levy might turn around and say, yeah, but we already lost 60 million quid and we don't have the pockets that Paris Saint-Germain do and Manchester City do. We didn't have any revenue coming in, so it's okay for them to do it. They've got a bottomless pit of money, but it's not the same for everybody else, and I accept that. But there is an argument to say, well, you know, Kobe's not going to be around forever, and that was an opportunity to push the boat out that you haven't taken, and so I'm going to bring it up. It's probably going to go against me. People won't appreciate that they'll forget that I'm bringing it up in good faith, but I think it's necessary to be part of the conversation. So it's I thought it was interesting anyway.
Absolutely. I like to think with this debate coming up, I'll treat it as sort of a court case. So you're looking at all the evidence being presented on both sides of the argument, and you you simmer it down to get rid of all the things that have proven to be untrue or incorrect from each side of the argument. And what you're left with at the end is basically as close as you can get to the truth of it all. And then you've got a more informed sort of view of what you should be, how you can really make any future argument, or what you can base your opinion on the club and on Daniel Levy. And I think that is the kind of thing that I'm really intrigued about with the whole debate, because the moment it turns into just a shouting match or something like that, it's lost, isn't it? It's
well, that's why I want to keep it.
I like the idea of it being a court case. I think we should all get a wig.
Objection, Your Honour.
Objection, Shawnee boy. Objection.
Overruled.
Just a quick thing. The game's over. We're 1-2-1. Matt, Phil, you missed a bloody sitter at the last bit of the game. What were you thinking, man? Absolutely, what were you thinking? But listen, thank you, Phil, for giving us 10 minutes of your brilliance on the football pitch. That's just brilliant, man. Right, we get through some of these comments, and then I think we'll call it a show. Then, you're happy with that?
Yeah, we've been on for nearly 2 hours now, haven't we? Carl Simpson, I would love to know what they were saying, as I don't believe for 1 second that Levy doesn't see all the negative.
We've read this one.
Yeah, right. FFP, yeah, I've done that. So John talking to Sean, talking about a game of FIFA.
Yeah.
Came out today that Traore wouldn't be able to be registered unless they get 2 out. Interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's another bit of Levy.
You know what? I haven't actually checked who we've got registered at the moment in terms of foreign quota and English.
I've got it in front of me. I've got a screenshot of it yesterday.
That would be interesting, actually.
Do you want me to call it out to you?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Why not?
So
it's just going to be a big poster of Levy in now with Sean going like that. Yeah.
Let me. I'll add it as. Let me turn them into PDF files, and then I'll add it to your. I'll add it to your thing so you can see them if you're interested.
Or just give us a number.
Oh, it'd be nice to be able to go through it unless you're in a hurry.
I'm in a hurry, so I've got to be on at 2 o'clock on the coffee show.
We'll still send it anyway. Yeah,
still send it, and we'll do it. Maybe we'll do it another time, another stream.
Okay.
Now, it might actually do it. It might do it as an evening stream actually about Spurs quota and that. That's an idea for a night show. We don't know if we're on later, or we could just post it for going.
The gut feeling for me is let's just see if anything happens worth talking about, because at the moment everybody's deflated. We're all thinking of what we're going to do. We've just shown a match now, so that's a little bit of nostalgia. I think rather than looking at what's going on at the moment, we just concentrate on what we do best on here, and it's the old stuff.
Yeah, I've nearly finished my Bill Nick writing up on that, so I want to just quickly before after the show, I just want to go through it with you quickly, see if you think it's all right.
There we go. That'll be a little show for you then.
Yeah.
yeah, we'll do something like that and come back. Let's polish that up perhaps, and we'll just do a Bill Nick piece.
You know what, boys? I'm missing a page, so I'll put it together and I'll send it across to you guys on your WhatsApp group afterwards.
This is not good enough, Sean.
I thought I had it. I had it.
I said that we're removing.
Yeah. Brian Daigle's going to eat you alive with this sort of shoddy preparation work.
You just spent 2 minutes on the naughty step for not doing your homework correctly. And you can't use the excuse that Bogsy Malone ate it because we don't believe
I know
you.
someone that actually happened to. It was really funny. The teacher framed it. She framed she framed the letter from the parents saying that she framed it on the wall. It was brilliant.
Nice.
And she cried. She cried in front of the entire classroom. It was like, I've always wanted this letter in my life, and now it's finally my dreams have come true.
Yeah, nice.
It was brilliant.
FAP doesn't count because it seems as loans. Yeah, that's true. Catman Jess, hello sir. How are you? He's been away the last few days because he hasn't been well. I hope you're feeling better, sir.
I hope you're feeling better. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Go on then. Too sorry. I talked you there a little bit. Sorry, man.
Well, I'm not reading this rubbish. just Sean.
Get rid of him.
Just
Order.
Sean. Today's the place in today is the day that place in Poland was liberated.
Yeah,
Then if it's Memorial Day, yeah.
We've got this one here from Ryan.
Never heard. Ryan saying, I never heard of Amrabat until we were linked. I just want Conte to get who he wants. Also want Enoch gone. Yeah, that sums things up for me nicely as well.
It does. We've got that one there from Catman Jess. A little bit of history.
He's saying, 27th of January was chosen to commemorate the date that Auschwitz concentration camp was liberated by the Red Army in 1945.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And Carl saying, according to reports in Football London, we never pushed on for Traore as Conte wants Diaz and Diego Carlos. I'm much more likely to believe that Conte wants Diaz because that bloke can play football, whereas Traore can't. Diego Carlos, I've not known much about really, but he does seem to be a capable sort of footballer. Perhaps not best in the air, but he's certainly stylish on the ground, good with the ball. Catman just saying November 11th is the day to commemorate the liberation of Poland.
Yeah.
And Alex saying Football London is BS.
No, I thought November the 11th was the day that we.
That's Armistice Day. It's the same day, but we commemorate on a different day.
Got it.
I don't even like to comment on things like that until I know I'm absolutely sure what the date is. I have to check these.
This thing with Alistair Gold, I've been hearing a few rumours that he gets his stories from somewhere. What do you think of Alistair Gold? Do you believe everything he says, or do you think it's just another sort of?
It's another tapping merchant. As much as I respect him, Paul O'Keefe showed him up this weekend. Paul O'Keefe was bang on the money.
On the team news. Yeah.
He's bang on the money with most things. And he's a lovely bloke as well, loves his coffee. So I respect Paul O'Keefe.
And before you come off air, Ben, I want to word with you about something you were trying to sort out. So I need an update on that, if you don't mind. Sorry.
Cole saying Conte won't walk. He'll be here till the end of the season and then want to see the plans for the summer transfer window and players before making his decision. I agree entirely.
Yeah,
that is the way. That is the his history there in a nutshell. Goguma talking to Carl. Yeah, I hope that's true. Burnley versus Barca. That is a fascinating idea of Barcelona game over here. Just imagine. Jess, your history knowledge is either brilliant or your Google has been getting smashed. Either way, it's good. It's good either way.
Yeah.
When you don't know something, look it up. Try and broaden your knowledge. It's always a good thing. Andrew Bailey.
Morning, Andrew.
Good to see you. You're up and about. Things are going okay at the hospital. He says still getting panic attacks, but I've been out playing football in my Spurs shirt. Come on, you Spurs.
Good for you, Andrew.
I hope it continues to go well for you. You're feeling you've got a good plan ahead.
And we're sorry we've got to your comment 18 minutes late. We do apologise, but big up, Andrew.
Not to worry. Tell you what, Dermot, shall we let Ben go, because he's obviously got to prepare for his show. Do you want to do that, Ben? Or
we can do that.
Yeah. If you can just let me know
entirely.
on the WhatsApp group, Ben, if you sorted that thing out, could you just give me and Coover a bit of an update on the other thing we were talking about?
Oh, actually, we're practically at the end of the comments anyway. I thought we had loads to
we
go.
are.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll wait for you then.
We're just finished off then, right? Chris Agomba, I've done jury duty before. I was head foreman. I had to stand up and give the guilty verdict to the defendant. So it's an interesting thing, the whole judicial system.
That one there's for Sean.
Sean, I felt sorry for you on Mr. K show. Yeah.
Mate, never feel sorry for me, mate. Never ever feel sorry. I'm a big boy.
Sean,
I just walked away from it because it was just a waste of time. But it's all good. It's no problem. I appreciate you saying that, mate. But never ever feel sorry for me. I'm fine. Thank you.
Yeah, Sean certainly knows how to look after himself. With Mr. K as well, he's got an awful lot on his plate. So he's only human,
it's definitely not a problem. Like I've spoke to him afterwards. It's no problem at all. It's all in the past, and but I appreciate the concern, mate. But I'm all good.
I'm big up Talk to Kate, please. Every Tuesday, 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Get 100%. Your likes, get your subscribes over to Will Stewart's channel. Mr. K does a brilliant show, and I'm looking forward to going
lovely guy. He's a sweetheart, sweetheart of a guy.
He is. He's a sweet man. He really is. He's a proper gentleman. Right, that's the end of the Mort Coffee show this morning. We've debated the debates. We've watched a great game. We've seen Spurs win, and we've had Brian Daigle on. We've had Shawnee on talking about his dog eating his hats. We've had
third hat.
We've went through famous comedians. We've gone through famous female singers. What more do you want from a breakfast show or a lunchtime morning brunch show? We'll be back tomorrow at 11:30. We may be on later. Yes or no, we don't know. We'll post it if we are. But Sean, do you want to know where people can find you, sir?
Oh yeah, Spurs Talk Show. Well, you can find me here a lot of the time. Find me on Irish Hotspur a lot of the time. But on my own channel, whenever I get around to doing streams and things, it's Spurs Talk Show, all one word. Appreciate you guys, and looking forward to more and more of the same going forward. And if you haven't subscribed to mine, please do. But make sure you spend the time on Ben's channel as well, which I can't wait to go over. And we're gonna move destination in about 3 minutes, aren't we? We're just gonna shift.
Give me about 20. I need to have some three.
Yeah.
So we'll see you over at Ben's channel.
Come on,
shortly.
pack up all over the Ben's. Come on, now.
Let's all have a coffee now.
Ben, thank you very much for joining us again this morning. You're part of the morning show. You are a founding member of TTG. Where can people find you, sir?
You can find me at the Coffee Company. I'll drop the link in the private chat if I can find it. I'm never prepared for this. Where is it? But we can. It's the same as my spelling. The Coffee Company. Just come over, have a coffee chat. It's a place where you can reminisce about your day. We can have a chat and just get out of the horrible world, which it is a horrible world. So
think of the Bob Ross of the coffee world. That's the way I like to look at Ben's channel.
Just make
it's chilled, it's laid back, everything's cool.
Yeah.
Right, I'm just going to put the link in now for Ben into the chat. I've just got it off. We've got it going across the bottom of the screen. You need to send us your link over as well, Sean, so the next time you're on,
you've got StreamYard, not the YouTube channel.
Oh, have I?
Yeah, on the banner.
All right.
Why do you need my link? For what?
For your show.
Oh, Tottenham. Oh, Spurs Talk Show. Oh, okay. Don't worry about that. It's fine. I hope by now that everyone in the Tottenham Tantrum Gold chats today have subscribed.
I think that's the same here as well. There's a few.
Yeah, pretty much we sharing the same bunch of friends, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's all good. And we appreciate everyone for that. Thank you very much, everybody.
Next to me then is, well, he is Tottenham Tantrum Gold, isn't he? This channel wouldn't be nothing without him. It's the founding member. He's like the George Washington of our channel.
I'm not the founding member though, am I?
You are?
No, I'm not. I'm hired talent, mate.
So who's the founding member then?
You and Phil, you were here before I was.
All right, well, you are the George Washington of our channel. He is the man that makes things tick.
You're the
He's
George
Cuba
Bush.
99.
You came along the way some point down the line.
Yeah, he's like George Bush. He went, I fancy that country. I'm having that.
George Bush of the channel. Jesus Christ.
Nice.
So you should have taken George Washington while you
should have
can.
taken
I
it,
know
yeah.
your
I called him George Washington, and then
Sean, have
brings
you got
it-
room for another on your channel, mate? I think I'm done here.
You know,
No,
I
I
am
called
looking,
you
I am,
George
I am looking for a
Washington,
co-host,
right?
actually. I
And
do
then
need a
Sean
co-host.
brings it down to a different level. He called you.
No,
I
you
called
said
you-
you said George Washington. He denied it. I said, if you're not George Washington, you're George Bush. If you're not the first, you're somewhere after that. And George Bush, which one do you want to be? Do you want to be George W. Bush or George H. Bush? Because you pick your poison. Then neither of them are particularly fantastic.
I'll go for
Get him
George.
off there. With that's enough of him.
Probably too early to say what I was going to say, but
Right
so
then,
I
where
won't.
can people find you, Kuva? Look, where can people find
Well,
you?
here, obviously, you muppet. It's our channel, mate, isn't it?
He does like
yeah,
me, really. Believe me, he does like me.
just put up for it. I mean, you're paying the wages.
Yeah.
No, over at
M&Ms
Sean's channel a lot
and
lately. I
Cocoa
must
Puffs.
admit, I do love being on the stream with Sean. It's always a good laugh. On Mari's last night on the Love Lounge, another great channel. It's a really chill back place to relax.
Some funny
Mr.
things.
K's show I like to go on. Spurs Asian. Obviously, David and Jack's channel over at Irish Hotspur. A few of the other channels as well.
You're
On the
becoming
Caxton Road.
a proper community whore, aren't you?
Absolutely.
I love it.
Yeah, it's
And
just fun.
Batman Jess says,
It's-
Kuva, you're more like the Ben Franklin of TTG.
Nice.
There you
I'll
go.
take that.
Yeah.
Cheers,
Listen,
mate.
You invented the was it the monofocal? What do you call it? The bifocal?
Peeping through keyholes, you mean?
What's going on?
The monocle.
The monocle.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
listen,
he
well,
invented
thank-
Oh,
something
that
to
could
the
work.
glasses.
I could see that working.
Yeah,
I'll
no.
have to get one of those.
And then if you shave off this part of your beard and turn this bit up, you could be the guy from the Monopoly board. Yeah, buddy.
It's the only kind of money I'm going to be seeing.
Bloody hell, we've derailed the show again.
It's up, and I haven't had a beer. I haven't even had a beer yet. Is it 2:00 yet? No. I'm gonna go and get a beer.
It's
quickly.
5 o'clock somewhere in the world, Sean.
Yep.
It's
Time
5
for a
o'clock
beer.
somewhere in the world.
Time for a
Right.
beer.
I just want to thank everyone for coming on this morning. All the comments, everyone, thank you. Please like, subscribe, and please share. If you want to donate to the channel, you don't have to, but the link's in there to donate. But please like and share. And please like and share on Sean's channel, like and share on Ben's channel, Myri's as well. Let's get him up his subscriptions. The Irish Hotspur, everyone. We are a community on here, so we all look out for one another. But thank you very much on one and all this morning. Thank you, Sean. Thanks to Ben, and of course, thanks to Beaver, who does a lot of the work behind getting the shows up and ready for me to come on to do this show with him. So thank you, Pete, for everything you do, as well as Phil, who's probably watching or not. But big up Phil for doing the intros as well. But no, thank you to everyone. God bless you all, and come on, you Spurs.
Leave me
Never
out.
be the Irish.
Leave it out.
You'll never beat the Irish.